Hello again. Uh, Night now. Uh, yeah. This is Gosh, this is how I'm gonna start. Yes, this is how I'm gonna start. This is how I wanted this to be. Uh, where should I start? I mean, I could really just start anywhere. So, I was gonna say, shoot. I feel like the day went pretty fast. So, I wouldn't say. Uh, Felt like I'm really getting into the groove of just doing this process uh, with myself. Um, uh, there are still like these doubts and um, this constant regret of maybe I should have maybe I should have just gone back to uh, all that work again and because it's like because well, I really haven't settled down yet. So in a way, it's still like feels like I uh just ran away from something that was supposed to give me the only opportunity to get you know to actually find my way out. But that's a lie. And 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 it's really just hard to you know uh just ignore that because I did spend, of course, much of my time like last year really dedicating all my time on in the material. So um so I was walking and that's sort of kind of my ritual and I guess getting the groove of you know working this out. And it just helps me like clear a lot of my thoughts, uh a lot of the things that really just hit me. And yeah, okay. Shoot. It's such a constant war with myself, in my mind specifically, where it's all these contrasting, not like all these contrasting perspectives of every worldview and every worldview and every perspective, and it's hard to really ground myself, you know, and I just hate that. I hate that I kind of go through that motion, but maybe because I've been always been so open minded to a lot of ideas. But it's really hard when it feels like as if you you feel like you're supposed to be responsible or you're supposed to be active around that community and all that stuff. So and and this really just comes across because of the internet. I actually, you know, uh most of my time is lately on the internet and not, I would say, like uh like in a way like really toxicating myself around the internet. No, but it just like I feel like my brain has sort of developed like so much of the information out there instead of just right here, the person where I am right now. And I feel like I need to really separate myself from that other world that has like this other world that has all these other stuff that's going on. It just doesn't really help me at all. And that's also I realized about in my walk is that like I do I definitely you know try to fit in a lot of things where in reality I don't really need to, and it feels like really hard. It feels really hard to stop and um just back out because you're already attached. You already understand. You already know what's happening, um and there's so much you can do for just one person, for this person, the person, like if that makes sense. Like um but yeah, I feel like I'm around this phase of course, you know, um I've still tried to understand this direction I'm facing, this uh I say it because I said like I want to be creative, all that stuff. And what is what is that really like? What is that thing you want to create? And I got to be honest, it's not something that I could really say what specifically because that's something I still trying to understand, but I know it to myself that I've always been searching and always been, you know, leaning towards um this aspect, and you know and I don't want to be just a part of it. I want to be really engaged by it and really understand and really try to lean in towards that environment and really try to go through it. So it'll definitely take a lot of time. Like I know this part about, you know, doing um doing something in general, like an objective, and making a habit or making a system, and there's definitely going to be a, a stage where it's going to be very unmotivating, and um and I got to be ready to face that. I'm going to be ready for um the pitfalls, and you know where um I'm not just getting a lot of output, um and there'll probably be no output for a while. I gotta also realize that too, you know, that I have to stop looking. I gotta stop looking for the outward in. I gotta look more for the inward out, you know. So I can't just really be thinking about views. I can't be thinking about really like spreading my channel in general. That's also one thing. I can't really spread too much of my creativity. Not in the case where I won't share it, but more so about like some things I really have to just actually specifically this process, like I have to make this more personal, you know, um, and um, but yeah, it's I gotta really prepare myself for those stages. And though I haven't, of course, like have like a very full planned road from here and this point on, I'm really just taking it one day at a time. Um, and you know, just being the way that I am. And I know that not every day is like the best mood, and that's pretty challenging as well. Um, but that's also comforting because, I want this also be a very natural thing that I want to do. And um and also exploring other parts of myself because of like creativity, like, talking to other artists, talking to other people with that are just like me, or even like even in the context of the content I want to make. I want to, really engage with people out there. I really want to explore those parts. So, um, I am, I gotta really, um, really, I guess, fortify myself with, um, all these, attentions that, and really goals and projects that I want to do, because I really want to. I really want to. Um, but of course, that will take time. Um, but yeah, I did say that, I guess, for every video that I would at least draw something, or, you know, just to end the video. But yeah. Let me go. So, video here. Just trying to here. I drew this. Uh, you could tell that, uh, the hands in were kind of like the biggest struggle. I didn't even erase the thing, but I think that's I kind of just want to put that there because it just feels like, uh, I don't know, it shows me my progress. I erase a lot in my drawings. Just realized, but yeah, I drew this. Um, I don't know what it means. Kind of go with the flow. Maybe it's just like, um, probably just, whatever this figure is. I don't know what it is, but it's like asking me to jump in some pool. I don't know, but nothing too serious. um, but yeah, there's it's only the first few days of making these videos, and um, and it's really hard, really, really hard. Um, and challenging for the fact that I'm just doing this for myself. I'm not really, no one's asking me to do this. Um, but doing these, of course, these videos, and really providing myself with, um, I guess like, I guess like because I've been reading like the artist's way, and which is actually the biggest priorities I have this whole month, and and I guess that's one thing, but also really putting myself out there in the world, and um, I really feel, um, I feel as if, of course, of course it's very challenging, but I feel very adventurous. Like, I'm really taking a foot out So yeah, I guess I can just finish it there. So yeah.